It's happening, and it's happening fast. DCFandome starts next week. It's literally a week from tomorrow. I can't believe it. It's just right around the corner. It's going to be super insane, and that is why I am so happy that today we have a full schedule here for the event, because if there was no schedule, then things would just get super confusing. But of course, we got the schedule. We have the breakdown of all the panels of all the movies, the TV, the specials, and all that stuff. So I'm going to break it all down, although I am just going to focus on the movie and TV panels that we have here. So there are a couple other special panels, like there's one about the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary. There's one about females of color in the DC universe. There's one about the Joker and stuff like that. So I'll leave the link down to the Deadline article, which lists the full panel list. I'll leave the link down in the description below, so you can check that out for yourself if you want to find out about those other panels. But in this video, we are just going to go over the movies and TV. So there's a lot to talk about here, so let's go ahead and jump right in here, starting off with Wonder Woman 1984. This panel starts at 10 a.m. and it will have encores at 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. So just to make things clear here, an encore, that means that the original panel will air at 10 a.m., but then it will be played again at both 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. So pretty much everything here has encores. So if you miss it the first time, then you'll be able to watch it again later. And this will be in the Hall of Heroes, because we have this whole map of stuff going on here at the DCFandome, and it's just going to be crazy. But anyway, it says Wonder Woman 1984 stars Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, and Pedro Pascal, and director, co-writer, producer Patty Jenkins joined forces with Brazilian hosts Eurico Borgo and Aline Diniz to celebrate the fans in a big way. They will answer questions from fans all over the world, talk fan art and cosplay, and reveal an all-new sneak peek at the upcoming film, plus a few more surprises. And this panel will be 25 minutes long. Alright, so as you can see, really the only thing that we're going to find out from this panel is we're getting an all-new sneak peek, which I'm hoping will officially reveal our first look at Cheetah's full-on cheetah look in the film. Like, we've seen promo art of it, but I'm hoping we get an actual look at it in an upcoming trailer, hopefully during this panel. So I'm hoping that's what that is there, but other than that, they're pretty much just going to be answering questions and talking about fan art and cosplay and stuff. And that's what a lot of this stuff is, so it is a little disappointing that these panels aren't all going to be about new stuff. A lot of it is going to be like talking about like past seasons, or talking about the history of the characters they're playing, or talking about the cosplay and fan art and all that stuff, or like a Q&A. So that is a little disappointing, but there is some new stuff mixed in here as well, which I'm definitely looking forward to. And also, another interesting thing about this is the length, because they're all like different lengths. Like, that one is 25 minutes, and then the next one that I'm going to talk about is 40 minutes, and that is The Flash. Now, this is where things get interesting, because this also starts at 10 a.m. and will have an encore at 1 a.m. So this is where it's going to get really complicated, because you're going to have to make a choice. So basically at 10 a.m. you're going to have the choice. You can either watch the Wonder Woman 1984 panel, you can watch the Flash panel, or you can watch the Teen Titans Go panel. And really, you just have to choose which one you want to watch, and then the other ones that you don't watch will be played again later. But it really is like you have to make a choice. It's like you watch one thing and then you can watch the other thing later, but then you also take the risk that something else you want to watch more is going to be playing at the same time as that. So it's going to get super confusing. But anyway, let's talk about The Flash. This will also be in the Hall of Heroes. Executive producer Eric Walls joins the cast members Grant Gustin, Candice Patton, Daniel Panabaker, Carlos Valdez, Jesse L. Martin, Daniel Nicolette, Kayla Compton, and Brandon McKnight to discuss all things Flash with Entertainment Weekly's Chancellor Agard. Team Flash will break down both parts of Season 6 and look ahead at what is to come with an exclusive trailer for Season 7. Fans will also get a look at the exclusive black and white noir episode, Kiss Kiss Breach Breach. And this panel will be 40 minutes long. Alright, so this sounds interesting because we're actually getting an exclusive trailer for season 7, and I'm not exactly sure how they're doing that because obviously they haven't started filming again yet. But obviously they also didn't get to finish season 6 because filming got shut down. So maybe they started filming the next episode that we just didn't get to see. So maybe this trailer will be from what we didn't get to see of last season, which will be incorporated into next season. But moving on to the final panel at 10 a.m., it is the Teen Titans Go cast, table read, and panel. So if you're a big fan of Teen Titans Go, then you should definitely check this out. But just know that there's nothing new here, no information about future seasons or anything. It's literally just a table read with the whole cast. So that's cool. But honestly, it's not really anything too special. But like I said, this starts at 10 a.m., but there will be encores at 4:30 a.m. and 6:15 a.m., and this panel will actually be taking place in the kids verse. So if you have kids and you're an adult here and you want to go watch the Flash panel or the Wonder Woman panel, then you can send your kids to go check out the Teen Titans panel. So that's another thing I love about this, is that it's for all ages. Like, if you're an adult, you can go check out the movie stuff and the TV stuff, but then you can also keep your kids busy with like the Teen Titans stuff and stuff like that. So that's really cool. But then moving on to Black Lightning at 10:45 a.m., which will have encores at 4:15 p.m. and 7:15 a.m. I'm assuming 7:15 a.m. is the next day on Sunday. But this will be taking place in the Watchverse Monarch. So I'm guessing Monarch is like a special place in the Watchverse there. But it says, join Black Lightning stars Cress Williams, China Ann McClain, Nefessa Williams, Christine Adams, Marvin Crondon Jones III, Jordan Calloway, and James Remar, with actor-filmmaker Robert Townsend moderating as they pay homage to the 90s. Whether it was hit television shows like Living Single and Family Matters, films such as Boomerang, House Party, and Blade, the Chicago Bulls' domination of the NBA, or rap artists breaking ground, the 90s were lit. Alright, so that panel is going to be 35 minutes, and sounds like we're getting nothing new on this, nothing about the new season or anything, which we know will be returning in January of 2021. But it doesn't sound like a panel I'm going to check out. I mean, I might, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything else. But it doesn't sound like it's going to be having any information about the new season, and they're just going to be looking at, stuff from the 90s. So that's cool, but it's just not anything I'm interested in seeing unless it's something new about the new season. But then we have Pennyworth, which, by the way, I only saw like the first episode of the series. From what I saw of it, it looked pretty good, but I'm not really that interested in checking out any more of it. But anyway, its panel will start at 11:30 a.m. and will have one encore at 5:15 a.m. the next day. It will take place in the Watchverse, once again, Monarch. And it says, join series stars Jack Bannon, Ben Aldridge, Paloma Faith, Emma Pates, and executive producers Bruno Heller and Danny Cannon as they talk about this unique origin story of the famed butler behind Batman, Alfred Pennyworth. Join in for a fun look back at the show's exciting first season and the inspiration behind its stunning and edgy 1960s London setting, plus a few unexpected secrets about the new season ahead. 20-minute panel. Alright, so definitely interesting there. If you're a huge fan of Pennyworth, then definitely recommend checking that out. But then another big movie one. This is where we really get into the movie section here, because we have one for the Flash movie. But it's interesting how this panel is called Introducing Flash, because the Flash TV show panel was just called the Flash panel, but this one is called Introducing Flash. So I think that actually might mean that the Flash movie is going to officially be called Flash and not just The Flash. So because obviously they don't want people to get mixed up with the show and everything. So this panel will be starting at 11:45 a.m. Encores at 7:45 p.m. and 3:45 a.m. It will take place in the Hall of Heroes, and it will be a 101 style conversation with the Flash filmmakers Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti, star Ezra Miller, and screenwriter Christina Hodson. Will give fans a speedy rundown on the first ever Flash feature film, 10 minutes long. So that really is a speedy rundown. Like this, we were thinking that this was going to be one of the bigger panels of this event. Like, oh, they're going to reveal some story stuff. They're going to reveal some concept art, some of the cast for this movie. But no, it's only 10 minutes. Like, you would have thought they would want to show more. But to be fair, the movie doesn't come out till 2022, so we'll probably get more on it later down the road. But just a quick side note here, this does confirm that Ezra Miller is still the Flash. So that whole thing with him, choking that woman was, I don't know if it was fake or staged or something, but I guess it's just not affecting him here. But then we move on to probably one of the ones I'm actually looking forward to the most, actually. This actually sounds really fun, and this is for the Suicide Squad. This will start at 12 p.m. and will have encores at 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. It will take place in the Hall of Heroes, and the synopsis says, "What else would you expect from the Suicide Squad but the ultimate elimination game? First up, writer-director James Gunn takes on fan questions, then brings out Task Force X for a fast-paced, no-holds-barred squad showdown that tests every team member's squad knowledge and survival skills." So this will be a 30-minute panel, and hopefully we'll be getting a teaser trailer maybe, or at least first looks at these characters' suits and outfits in this movie. Because it does say he'll be taking fan questions, and we're going to be getting the whole cast here as well. It sounds like they're going to be playing some kind of like trivia game, like Jeopardy or something, which, obviously I'd prefer like stuff on the actual movie, but it does sound like it'll be fun. And plus, they have a great cast. They're a really funny cast, so I mean, playing a game with them should be really fun. But then we move on to DC's Legends of Tomorrow with a panel starting at 12 p.m. with an encore at 5:45 a.m. the next day. It will take place in the Watchverse with Monarch once again. Unicorns, encores, and aliens, oh my. The Legends have encountered a mess of creatures, villains, and time periods over the course of the show, and you, the fans, have been on this wild ride right along with them. Join the cast and producers of DC's Legends of Tomorrow for a Q&A and, of course, lots of laughs. Be sure to tune in to get the inside scoop on favorite moments from past seasons and what they have in store for Season 6. Series stars Katie Lotz, Nick Zano, Matt Ryan, Tala Ashe, Jess McCollin, Olivia Swan, Amy Louise Pemberton, and Cheyenne Sobpian. Joint executive producers Phil Klemmer, Kido Shimizu, sorry about that, and Grain Godfrey for a panel monitored by Entertainment Weekly's Chancellor Agard. 35 minutes. Alright, so it's cool that they're looking back at past seasons, but we will also get a little bit on what they have in store for Season 6, which I'm assuming will probably come out spring of 2021. We don't have an exact release date for that yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it whenever it does come out. Then we have Doom Patrol, which just ended a fantastic Season 2. You should go check out my episode review and breakdown for that finale on my channel. It was a really great episode, but their panel is starting at 1:15 p.m. and will have an encore at 7:30 a.m. the next day. This will also be taking place in the Watchverse Monarch. From DCFandome to DCFandome, join the world's strongest heroes, the Doom Patrol, for a deep dive discussion into the beloved and bizarre series. Panel will feature executive producers Jeremy Carver and Chris Dingus, co-executive producer Tamara Becker Wilkinson, and series stars Matt Bomer, Diane Guerrero, April Bowlby, Jovan Wade, Timothy Dalton, Karen Obolum, Abigail Shapiro, Riley Shanahan, and Matthew Zuck. 35 minutes. Alright, so I'm hoping that we get a Season 3 announcement here, because like I said, Season 2 was so good, and we need a Season 3, especially because they didn't get to film the final episode of Season 2, so we were left off on huge cliffhangers there. So we need season 3, and hopefully they announce it here because we really need that. But then we have another TV show on the CW, Superman and Lois, coming January 2021. Their panel will be at 2:35 p.m. with an encore at 2:30 a.m. the next day. This will be taking place in the Watchverse on Kandor, which sounds interesting because so far, I think in the Watchverse, the two locations we've heard of so far are Monarch and Kandor. I don't know what Monarch has to do with anything, but Kandor, obviously a Superman thing with Krypton and everything, so that's cool that that's included there. But the synopsis says, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman and Lois. Join DC Chief Creative Officer Publisher Jim Lee in a conversation with executive producer showrunner Todd Helbing and series stars Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch as they discuss the history of Superman from the comics to the screen, what fans can expect from the upcoming series, and the significance of the characters in the world of today. Fans will be encouraged to follow along as Jim Lee shows the panelists how to draw the iconic Superman emblem and then share their own versions. 30 minutes long. Alright, so, I mean, you would have thought they'd want to give us more because this is a brand new series that is coming out next year. So hopefully they give us some good info on the next season. We know that the main villain, or actually the first season, we know that the main villain is going to be Lex Luthor, except it's going to be Lex Luthor from an alternate universe. I think he's like Captain Luthor or something like that. But anyway, let's get on to the big one. Probably one of the biggest panels that we're expecting to see at this event, and that is the Snyder Cut of Justice League. That's right, it's not Zack Snyder's Justice League anymore, because in the official press release here, it's officially listed as the Snyder Cut of Justice League, so that's pretty awesome right there. But this panel will start at 2:45 p.m. with 3 encores at 10:45 p.m., 6:45 a.m., and 8:15 a.m., and this will be taking place in the Hall of Heroes, and you can kind of see a pattern here. Basically, all the big movie panels take place in the Hall of Heroes. But this sounds interesting because apparently Zack Snyder will be fielding questions from fans and a few surprise guests as he discusses his eagerly awaited upcoming cut of the 2017 feature film and the movement that made it happen. 25 minutes long. I mean, that's a little disappointing that it's only 25 minutes long because, I mean, this is like the big one other than the Batman, and you would have thought that, you know, they'd want to go big or go home here, but a few surprise guests, though. A lot of people were wondering why most of the Justice League cast was missing from the official cast announcement that we got last week. Like, no Ben Affleck, no Henry Cavill, not even Jason Momoa. So maybe they'll be included here, maybe even Ray Fisher. So let's hope we see something on that front. But then we move on to another one that I'm definitely really looking forward to here with Black Adam, starting at 3 p.m. with encores at 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. This also taking place in the Hall of Heroes. Star of the first ever Black Adam feature film, Dwayne Johnson sets the stage for the story and tone of the new movie with a fans first Q&A and a few surprises in 15-minute panel. Alright. So this is exciting because so far the only casting we know from this film is obviously Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, and a couple weeks ago we found out that Noah Centineo was cast as Atom Smasher. So hopefully we get some other casting announcements here. Hopefully we find out more about the story and the movie here, maybe even some more concept art. But I'm just really excited for that movie with the JSA and everything that's going on there. But then we move on to a to-be-announced panel. Now, in the official list here, it is to be announced. So we're not completely sure what it is, although just after this official schedule was released, there was information about a Young Justice panel. So I'm not sure if this is that or if this is something else. But this to-be-announced panel starts at 4 p.m. and will have encores at 11:45 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. and will take place in the Hall of Heroes. So it taking place in the Hall of Heroes makes me kind of think that it's a big movie, like maybe The New Gods or some kind of big new movie that we haven't heard about yet. Although I just decided, you know, we'll throw Young Justice in here because it's not included in the official schedule yet. So let's see. Calling all Young Justice fans. Can't wait for Season 4? Well, we couldn't wait either, so DC Fandome has something special guaranteed to leave you feeling more than just whelmed. Join executive producers Greg Wiseman and Brandon Vietti, plus voice cast members Jason Spizek, Carrie Payton, Stephanie Lemelin, Nolan North, Denise Boot, Danica McKellar, and Crispin Freeman for a special audio play performance of a brand new Young Justice episode. After the table reads, stick around for a Q&A session previewing the new season. It's going to be Crash. 35 minutes. Alright, so definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to more Young Justice. I love that show. And hopefully we find out some good stuff about the new season here. But then we move on to Aquaman, which is definitely an interesting panel here because, I mean, Jason Momoa isn't a part of the event at all. And, you know, he's literally Aquaman. But anyway, this event starts at 4 p.m. with encores at 12 a.m. and 8 a.m. It will take place in the Hall of Heroes. And it says, Aquaman director James Wan and King Orm himself, Patrick Wilson, take a deep dive into the world of Atlantis that Wan created, revealing their favorite behind-the-scenes moments from the largest DC movie ever, with a 10-minute panel. Alright, so like I said, it's kind of weird that Jason Momoa is not here, although maybe he is just busy doing something else on this day. But clearly it doesn't seem like we're going to get anything on the new movie. Aquaman 2, and they're pretty much just going to be looking at like, wow, Atlantis is cool in this movie. So, I mean, that's interesting, but at the same time, it's like, would have been nice if they did some stuff for the next movie. But then we move on to Superman Man of Tomorrow. This is actually the world premiere, and it'll be at 4:15 p.m. with an encore at 12 a.m., and it will be taking place in the Watchverse at Candor. So it says, be among the first fans to witness the world premiere screening of Superman Man of Tomorrow, the latest entry in the popular series of DC Universe movies. It's the dawn of a new age of heroes, and Metropolis has just met its first. But as Daily Planet intern Clark Kent, working alongside reporter Lois Lane, secretly wields his alien powers of flight, super strength, and X-ray vision in the battle for good, there's even greater trouble on the horizon. Follow the budding hero as he engages in bloody battles with intergalactic bounty hunter Lobo and fights for his life to halt the attack of power-hungry alien Parasite. The world will learn about Superman, but first, he must save the world. Emmy and Golden Globe Award winner Darren Criss and Emmy nominee Zachary Quinto lead a star-studded cast as the voices of Superman, Clark Kent, and Lex Luthor, respectively. The cast also includes Alexandra Daddario as Lois Lane, Brett Dalton as Parasite / Rudy Jones, Ryan Hurst as Lobo, and Ike Amati as Martian Manhunter. So this will be a 90-minute panel because it is the full movie, and I think this is really cool that we're literally going to be able to watch this movie for free. So I'm actually thinking about doing this, especially because it is only 90 minutes. So if I do this, then I can do a whole movie review on my channel and everything too. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. But we are also getting a Superman Man of Tomorrow panel later in the day as well at 5:45 p.m. with an encore at 1:30 a.m. also taking place in the Watchverse at Candor. And it says, Daily Planet intern Clark Kent takes learning on the new job to new extremes when Lobo and Parasite set their sights on Metropolis in Superman Man of Tomorrow, the 41st entry in the popular series of DC Universe movies. Join a lively discussion of the inner workings of bringing the Superman tale to animated life with Emmy and Golden Globe Award winner Darren Criss, Brett Dalton, Ryan Hurst, and Ike Amati, alongside supervising producer Butch Lukic, director Chris Palmer, and screenwriter Tim Sheridan. So definitely sounds interesting there, but I'm definitely excited for that, the actual world premiere, because, I mean, we literally get to watch the movie for free, and that's pretty awesome. But now moving on to Shazam, taking place at 4:30 p.m. with encores at 12:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., also in the Hall of Heroes. Zachary Levi and the cast can't tell you hashtag, right. Swore into secrecy on the new script for their upcoming movie, Zack and a few of his Shazam castmates talk with the Philippines' #1 DC fan, Gino Quilamore. Probably pronounced that wrong. But they talk about what the next movie might be about, while commenting on everything from panels to the other Zack's cut, and even have a few surprise guests drop in. 10 minutes long. Man, a lot of these panels are really short, like only 10 minutes long. But it definitely sounds interesting. It sounds like we'll be kind of getting some teases and hints at what this second movie will be about, which, by the way, I love the first movie, so I'm definitely looking forward to the second movie. But now let's move on over to Lucifer, which I have never seen an episode of before, because I don't have Netflix. But its panel will be starting at 5 p.m. with an encore at 3:15 a.m., and it will be taking place in the Watchverse Monarch. Lucifer is back from hell, and the series is bringing a never-before-seen blooper reel from Season 4, along with an exclusive clip of Another One Bites the Dust from the upcoming musical episode. Director Sherwin Shalati and Lucifer executive producers showrunner Joe Henderson and Ildi Modrovic discuss what it took to put together such a massive musical episode, and how they have been able to keep it under wraps for so long. 20 minutes long. Alright, so if you're a big Lucifer fan, then go ahead and check that out. But then we have Titans at 5:30 p.m. with an encore at 4:30 a.m. Once again, at the Monarch part of Watchverse. So, Titans are back. Yeah, I don't want to say that word on camera here, but anyway, that phrase kicked off an exclusive second season of Titans that culminated with the long-awaited emergence of Nightwing as their leader and the tragic death of one of their own. And as a new mysterious threat looms, Season 3 promises to be the biggest yet. Join executive producer Greg Walker and series stars Brenton Thwaites, Anna Diop, Tegan Croft, Ryan Potter, Connor Leslie, Curran Walters, Joshua Orpin, Damaris Lewis, with Alan Rickson and Minka Kelly for a preview of the new season, as well as a discussion on the top Titans moments on the first two seasons with a 30-minute panel. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Season 3 of Titans. And I find it interesting how it says a new mysterious threat looms. And there's been rumors that we're going to be getting the Phantasm in this season, I think. And we're also going to be getting characters like Barbara Gordon and Roy Harper, maybe even Tim Drake. So I'm definitely excited for this season of Titans, and I can't wait till it comes out. But then, another one of the biggest panels that we're looking forward to during this event is The Batman, of course, taking place at 5:30 p.m. with encores at 1:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. in the Hall of Heroes, just as all the other movies are. The Batman filmmaker Matt Reeves joins host and self-professed fangirl Aisha Tyler for a discussion of the upcoming film, with a surprise or two for the fans with a 30-minute panel. So we do also know that Robert Pattinson is going to be here as well during this panel, because he was in the cast list and everything. But with that surprise or two, I'm hoping we get maybe a teaser trailer, which has been rumored, or maybe even some concept art or first looks at like the Riddler or Catwoman or Penguin, or just a better look at Batman's suit. So I'm hoping we get some of that stuff there. But then we move on to one of my new favorite shows, which just had its amazing Season 1 finale this week, with DC's Stargirl having its panel start at 6:45 p.m. with an encore at 6 a.m. Taking place in the Watchverse at Athena, which is a new location that we haven't heard about here yet. So DC's Stargirl creator, executive producer Jeff Johns joins cast members Brett Bassinger, Amy Smart, Yvette Monreal, Angelica Washington, and Cameron Gelman for a panel full of fun and inside scoop. Join the new Justice Society of America as they dive into that epic showdown and learn a little more about each other through some special lenses in 35 minutes of a panel. So hopefully we get something about Season 2. Obviously, it's already been officially renewed. and we know that it's going to feature villains like Eclipso and the Shade, and there was some other major cliffhangers at the end of season 1. So I'm definitely excited for that, but I'm not sure if we're going to get any information on the new season here during this panel, but I'm definitely still looking forward to it. But then we have the Batwoman panel, and of course this is going to be definitely an interesting one because, well, it's not Ruby Rose anymore, but this panel takes place at 7:30 p.m. with an encore at 8:15 a.m., and this will also be taking place in the Athena part of Watchverse. Gotham's newest hero is suited up and ready, and she's here. Join executive producers Caroline Dries and Sarah Schechter, plus cast members Rachel Scarsden, Megan Tandy, Cameron Johnson, and Nicole Kang for the exclusive first discussion with the highly anticipated new Batwoman, Javicia Leslie, as she prepares to step into the iconic role. The cast will break down Season 1 and give a sneak peek at Season 2, featuring new arrival Ryan Wilder, aka Batwoman, with a 40-minute panel. So this is definitely going to be an interesting panel because we have a new Batwoman here with Javicia Leslie, and I'm definitely excited to see what she brings to the table here. And I'm hoping we get a first official look at her suit, because hopefully they don't just put her in the same exact suit Ruby Rose wore. Hopefully it's something new and different, because, you know, you need some variety in here and stuff. So hopefully we get that. They said some kind of sneak peek at Season 2. I doubt it'll be like a trailer or anything, but maybe it could be like just a short clip of like maybe Javicia Leslie like trying on the suit for the first time or something like that. So that would be cool. But then we move on to the final panel listed here in the official schedule. And that is for the Harley Quinn animated series, taking place at 8:15 p.m. with encores at 12 a.m. and 6:45 a.m. Also taking place in the Athena part of Watchverse. Drop the kiddies off at the DC Kidsverse and head over to the Harley Quinn panel. The hilarious voice cast of Kaylee Cuoco, Lake Bell, Ron Funches, Matt Oberg, and Alan Tudyk will join executive producers Justin Halpern, Patrick Schumacher, Dean Lorry, and supervising producer Jennifer Coyle to break down the most effing outrageous moments of the show, #Harl Ivy Forever, in a 20-minute panel. So definitely sounds interesting there. Hopefully there's like a Season 3 announcement and maybe some updates on Season 3. I haven't even seen Season 2 yet, but it's on HBO Max now, so I'm definitely looking forward to check that out. But yeah, so those are all the DC Fandome panels that were announced today in the official schedule. Like I said, there was that to be announced panel as well. I'm not completely sure what that's going to be. Maybe New Gods, because we have been hearing some casting rumors as of late. Maybe it'll be something completely out of nowhere, like maybe a Green Arrow movie, or Nightwing, or Deathstroke, or Lobo. I don't even know, but I'm definitely excited for it. And I'm excited for everything going on at DC Fandome. So this is going to be really insane. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited for DC Fandome? What panels are you looking forward to the most? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.